Video games, my second favorite form of Japanese entertainment. I think we all know the first. The feelings of accomplishment and overcoming a great challenge with your hands, eyes, and reaction time give me that nice dopamine kick. And no video game series hits the right spot quite like
Resident Evil.
In this video, I'll be going over the numbered games from 0 to 8, so no spin-offs like Revelations or Outbreak or Code Veronica's. I also want to emphasize that I'm not talking about the OG Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3, because they're on the PS1, and I ain't got no PS1. And I also only completed Leon's campaign for Resident Evil 6, so my opinions may be limited. Also, Capcom is not sponsoring me. I just wanted to talk about this because why not? But if they are listening, hey Capcom, my wallet is wide open. And pretty empty, please. Send money, please. Anyways, let's start with the games I want to get out the way first, and that is... If I were to describe these three games, it would be the same way I described Disney's Star Wars trilogy. The first one is a nice revitalization of the franchise. The second one is a mixed experience that gets more frustrating the more you think about it. And the third one is a complete fucking mess. Oh my god. Now again, I didn't finish 6, just Leon's campaign, because he's the GOAT. But this game is on another level of messy. Some of the levels are too long, the combat takes a little too long to get used to. Even the first mission in Leon's campaign is aggravating, slow paced. It's like, we get it, can we see the zombie now please? Please? The C-Virus story isn't as interesting as the other storylines, but I did have more fun with this game than Resident Evil 5 due to 6 having better partner AI. Bro, oh my god, I feel like I need to replay Resident Evil 5 with a partner, because playing as peanut busting, boulder punching, steroid injecting Chris and having this goddess of a woman drain all my ammo and resources makes me want to start punching grandmas. Wesker is Weskering as usual, and he steals the show every time he's on screen. His voice acting is iconic because every now and then he got me randomly going Chris. But that's all I really gotta say about these games. 5 and 6 are decent enough for me, but mostly meh. However, they do not compare when talking about Resident Evil 4. Because talking about Resident Evil 4 is like talking about The Godfather, or Pulp Fiction, or Madam Web, because everything that has been said about these fine pieces of media has already been said. The music alone got me moving my hips, and Ashley got me wanting to throw a chancla at her bitch ass. It's the most influential game in the whole series, and you can find billions of video essays detailing why, so I'm gonna keep this short and say this game is bonkers, yet scary, annoying, yet satisfying. So play this one and ignore 5 and 6, please. Please? Switching to first person, Resident Evil 7 and 8 have some of the best horror moments and effective scares since enemies are all up in your face this time, which, I mean, it can be a good thing for some of us. Like, I'm not complaining. I love the themes of family and the goal of saving a loved one in both games. The switch from evil Louisiana hillbilly family residence to evil gothic horror family residence is the most jarring yet effective switch in aesthetics in the whole series. These games even have my favorite villains in the franchise, but I mean, they don't compare to
Complete global saturation.
But the reason they're my favorite is because they're mostly based on horror media I enjoy. In 7, you got Mold Daddy, who's kinda like Jack Nicholson in The Shining meets the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You got Bug Pussy Mom over here, this illegitimate piece of shit with his explosive boxes and 10,000 trip mines. Oh my god, I hate this motherfucker! And lastly, you have the main villain Evie, who, like the girl from The Ring, or just like any scary little girl in a horror movie that we dream of, you know, bitch slapping and drop kicking across the room. Then in 8, you got Lady Dimitrescu with her big titties and goth daughters. You got Puppet Girlie, who slips you some really bad LSD. You got Fish Boy, who loves to break it down in a pity party. Oh, look at me, I will never be mother's favorite. It's not for me, shut your ugly ass slimy boy up. You got Nicolas Cage playing Magneto with the name and his factory of Frankenstein monsters. Then you got the main villain, Mother Miranda Cosgrove, whose impact on the whole series is quite massive, but her as a villain isn't that engaging. Wannabe ass Wanda Maximoff. It's all really good, except some of the pacing in both games can be a bit off, and Ethan is not as interesting as a main character when compared to this male fantasy, but he is a great everyman protagonist and even has a nice conclusion to his character. Oh, and bro, I almost forgot. The twist of Ethan being infected by the mold the entire time ever since the beginning of 7 when Jack killed him, explaining how he was able to survive all the body mutilations was like I was watching an M. Night Shyamalan film. A good one. Now with all that being said, let's go back in time to... Resident Evil 1 Remake is really, really good. There's some getting used to with the fixed camera angles, but I'd say it worked out for me in the end. I think Honest Game Trailer said it best when describing the game's controls, stating that it's as easy
as driving a bus with your
Aiming is a little difficult and inventory management fries my brain cause Jill can carry only 8 items and I only played as her because they only gave my boy Chris 6 item slots. Like why? Like, talk about female privilege, am I right? Am I right, my Sigmas? Huh? Am I right? Anyways, the environment of the game is atmospheric, the characters have that classy, cheesy line delivery, and it's mostly a fun experience. Until you get to this piece of shit. Now, I know there's a lot of people who think Resident Evil 0 is kinda underrated, and I respect that opinion. But unfortunately, it's the wrong opinion because next to Resident Evil 6, this is one of the most frustrating game experiences and needlessly gimmicky games in the whole series. Now, what makes this game so bad? What makes this game so terrible? Well, you can swap between the two main characters, Billy and Rebecca, at any time, which sounds kinda cool, until you realize that there's no inventory chests. You know the staple in the franchise where you can safely store stuff in an ender chest cause you can't carry all that shit in your character's fanny packs? Yeah, they took that out in 0. You have to put items you don't need on the ground if you want to pick something else up, which is only more frustrating because you'll progress further in the game and realize, oh shit, I need that item I dropped 3 door animations ago. So then you'll have to backtrack and decide which items you might need and the ones you definitely need, leaving you with a mansion of scattered items that you have to meticulously drop and carry and drop again, all the while controlling 2 characters. Oh my god, the characters. Billy is forgettable. I legit forgot why he was even in prison in the first place. And Rebecca is sweet, but her character is wildly inconsistent between Resident Evil 1 and 0. Like, girl, you fought a tyrant in the last game. Why are you now scared of a single Ninja Turtle? You killed dozens of these hours ago! And don't get me started on the enemies. The leeches start out as pretty scary, but start to become really annoying, and these fucking monkeys are the most aggravating obstacles to get through. The bosses are no better. The big scorpion and the big centipede are like one-trick ponies, and... this motherfucker, holy shit. This giant bat is the most gamer-raging, controller-throwing, eye-melting, seizure-inducing boss I've ever fought in a video game. Shout out to my brother for beating this boss for me, because after like 50-something attempts, I just couldn't do it, man. I just couldn't do it. The camera is angled to where you can barely see the bat, so most of the fight you're just shooting the sky, hoping that the bullets are making contact. And to make matters worse, regular sized bats spawn in too, making it so that every time your character aims, it's not aiming at the big one that you want to shoot, and they all gang up on you relentlessly, having you stuck in your character's stun animation. So like I just can't stand this game anymore. Who thought this was a good idea? What masochist game tested this and gave it the big thumbs up? These fucking bats. This is the reason why I hate bats. What caused the pandemic? Bats. What is Bruce Wayne scared of? Bats. I hate bats. I feel like I'm losing my fucking mind. Anyways, let's end this video on a good note with this. Now this is what peak gaming looks like. Now I have to say, Remake 3 is short and it does feel like a beta version of Remake 2, especially with the gore system, but I still had a lot of fun with it. Jill is cute, Carlos is hot, Nemesis is hotter. What else can I say, but this is a pretty okay game. Nothing to get pissed. I was satisfied enough with what I got. I can't say the same for other gamers because when this released, all I heard were people shitting on this game. It's not bad, it's just too short. But back to Resident Evil 2 Remake. Remake 2 is one of my favorites. I might have a bias because this was the first Resident Evil game I ever played, but it's just remarkable. It has the most replayability in the whole series. I would know, because this is the game that got me into speedrunning. I still can't get that S+ ranking, but who knows? I might go back and try it. It's the first game that gave me that sweet satisfaction, starting as a helpless citizen trying to survive a viral outbreak to a fucking killing machine with weapons that would make John Wick cream himself. Both Leon's and Claire's storylines are really interesting. Leon learns about the cruel reality of life on his first day as a cop, and Claire shows off her motherly instincts, assisting Sherry more than Sherry's own mother. Mr. X got me doo-dooing myself every time he busts into the room. William Birkin is a great antagonist, and how constantly he changes after every boss fight with him. The game is just that good. Yes, both scenarios have the same boss fights except for that one exclusive to each campaign, but besides the inconsistencies, this game is perfection. How the hell do you top perfection? You make Resident Evil 4 Remake. This is my favorite Resident Evil game, probably my favorite game, period. They took everything goofy in the OG, made it slightly more grounded, and still was able to make it make sense. Ashley acts her age instead of a whiny 12-year-old. Luis has interesting motivations. Leon... oh my god, Leon. Leon's transition from a naive baby girl rookie cop on his first day to badass baby girl super agent has never felt more natural than it is right now. Dealing with the trauma he faced in Raccoon City, this is the most consistent characterization in the whole franchise. He can still suplex Ganados, but now he can also parry enemy attacks, which, when pulled off correctly, is on another level of orgasmic satisfaction. The enemies are so fun to fight, which is evident in how addicting the mercenaries mode is in the game. Though most of the humor in the OG was sacrificed, I think it was for the better. There's no needless diving mechanics like in 6 because this game is not bad. The island portion is not bad. Ashley and Ada are both bad. Oh my god. Okay, I've been saving this for the end because I just have to talk about it. Next to Leon, Ada Wong is my favorite Resident Evil character. She is waifu material to the fullest. Her and Leon are my favorite Asian woman white man duo out of the bajillion examples out there. Bruh, the things I would consensually do to this woman is just oh my god, she's so hot. She's so hot, I made my girlfriend dress up as her for Halloween. I be watching edits of her for an unhealthy amount of time. Her red dress is dressin'. Her kicks be kickin'. She carries herself with such elegance and professionalism. Her voice in the OG Resident Evil 4 is what ASMR was made for.
Leon. Long time no see. Got some business to take care of. See you later. That's a large thing you have there. But I don't like it when men play rough.
She is perfection incarnate. But there is a problem with her character. A problem I mustn't ignore. Now, since I go to a primarily liberal school, I learned a lot about critical race theory and how Ada's character falls under the seductive dragon lady stereotype commonly used to portray Asian women as manipulative beings using men to gain an advantage or further their selfish goals. It's our job to educate people about this information so we can understand the proper way to consume questionably racist media.
What's up, my nigga?
We can write Asian women with more respectable and believable roles because we are better. And to that I say, bitch, who the fuck cares? Ada's awesome and she slays on a daily basis. So suck on my grapple gun, bro. Anyways, that's it. That's all I gotta say about Resident Evil. Yes, I've seen some of the movies that are all booty cheeks and not the good kind, so I highly recommend just sticking with the games. If you want to get into the series, I recommend starting with 7 or the remake of 2. You can bet your ass I'm gonna be the first one to pre-order Remake 5 or Resident Evil 9 when that gets announced. Also, let me know if you want me to talk about other video games in this format like God of War or Devil May Cry, cause I had a lot of fun with recording this. But until then, I'm gonna get back to watching more Ada and Leon edits. I'll see you later, and good luck to you, stranger. Keep your eyes on the road ahead. Don't be drawn into the light or the shadow. Give me headache. Keep your eyes on the road ahead, and don't ever look back. Don't ever look back, 'cause I